Hello and welcome to the Objective Pizza Tower level and boss tier list. Now, I would say I have a decent amount of authority on the quality of these levels. I have achieved every P rank, and I've beaten this game like 4 or 5 times now easily. And while it has been a while since I've picked this game up again, because I kind of ran out of stuff to do, I do believe I can remember these levels pretty well at this point, so I will start with probably the level that most players would play first, even though I guess you don't have to, which is John Gutter. Now, I think it's a great tutorial level, as it's not really here to hold your hand, it's just not extremely complicated, and I think it does a very good job at teaching the player about the game's main mechanics, is the things that you do in John Gutter are going to be what you're doing for the majority of the game. I guess the main thing would be I don't believe it has its own specific transformation unique to this level, which I don't think necessarily brings it down, as you can understand. But I still love it, and I would say it doesn't hold a candle to some of the levels in this game, the very best of this game, but I think it's very deserving of an A tier. And while we're on that note, you may notice there is no D tier, because I personally think that there are no D tier levels in this game. In fact, I'd say there's only 1 and maybe 2 C tier levels. But we'll get to that when we get there. But I would say that the worst level in this game is still easily incredibly enjoyable. But again, we'll get on that. Now we get to Pizzascape, which it's going to be kind of boring to say this outright, but I think this is already my favorite level in the entire game. I love the music. Cold Spaghetti is actually like one of my favorite tracks in the entire game easily. The transformation is not a god tier in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's like insanely fun, but the level is just really fun to play through. Obviously it's fun to dash through all these, but the thing about Pizzascape, it feels so built for speed. You just go here and you can destroy everything, and it is one of my favorite levels to speedrun easily. And I'd say that I think it's honestly perfect. And the secret locations too are creative. It's a great P rank stage. It's insanely fun to P rank. So I don't really know any higher level I could bestow upon this level, but I do love it. Now we're on to Ancient Cheese, which I think is probably gonna go into the B tier. I do think it's very fun, but I don't think it's even close to Pizzascape, and I'd still say it's definitely beat out by John Gutter in some cases. Although I will note that I'm glad that the first time I played this level, Pizza Time was actually fairly challenging, because I'd say one gripe I might have sometimes is Pizza Time is still fun and, like, you know, it gets your heart rate up, but you are rarely ever in danger of running out of time, because these levels are built to be run through twice, as you know, with the Lap 2. Which is, I love the Lap 2 mechanic, but I do think that Pizza Time can feel a little bit underwhelming in certain cases because you're truly never at risk of running out of time. But in my first go-through with Ancient Cheese, I think I did actually die to Pizza Face, which I think is cool because I enjoyed the fact that I got to learn the next time I played it, because I have seen people struggle with this level before. And now we have Blood Sauce Dungeon, which I think I am also going to put... Do I put it in A tier? I don't think I do, but I will say it is ahead of Ancient Cheese. I like the verticality of the level, which is very unique. It's something that you might not always notice in a first run through, but this level is literally just top to bottom, and it doesn't really go sideways very much, which I think is kind of cool. It's like going through a giant cavern and making your way back up. The boiling sauce mechanic, I think, is not super amazing. I don't think it's like terrible, but you know, I take it or leave it, you know. It can be used to do some funny things by just destroying enemies with it, but I'd say it's not even really a transformation. And I think I will instead of going to World 2, I will go with Pepperman right now. And I think Pepperman is a great boss. I think he does where am I going to Pepperman actually? I'm going to put him in A. I guess it's hard to compare a boss next to a level, but I'd say in terms of enjoyment value, I think I probably had more fun with Pepperman. Pepperman is a fairly challenging boss for anyone who's new to him, I believe. I think even though this game has a fairly limited amount of bosses, I think they're all like stellar easily. I really enjoyed that the game has them because I feel like the game's bosses were kind of a surprise to me. I didn't really expect a game like this to have bosses. I guess if that makes any sense. So I love Pepperman. He can be hard. I believe I lost to him quite a few times before. And the P rank for Pepperman too. If you're going for that P rank, it's not going to be easy. No matter who you are, it can be pretty tough. So I think I'd say I enjoyed the level more than John Gunner. And I think he's a very funny character too. I like how he has this really exaggerated face like all the bosses do, and he's just a little apple-looking dude. And now we have Oregano Desert, which I think this is kind of a tough choice. I think I'm going to put Oregano Desert, maybe my first S tier. I have to. Maybe not. The music obviously is good, but that's not fair because all the music is good. I think rating a level solely based on music would defeat the point of this tier list, so bearing that in mind, the music's still great. The setting is a desert with a bunch of pizza in the background, and I love the whole topping mart kind of thing, where you go into the stores to collect toppings. I think some players do sometimes miss them, but you know, I think they're fairly well telegraphed. Like, you might not guaranteedly go inside one if you saw one for the first time, but I think that most players generally would. I like the spaceship section at the end. It's very short, but I think it's kind of cool. And Pizza Time in Oregano Desert is really fun. On the note of the P rank for this level, I actually found it very challenging, because the longer you play the game, the better you're going to get, which is why you might start to think that the earlier P ranks are way harder than the endgame ones, because you just get a lot better at the game. Because this level strikes a balance of being fairly early on, but also like just challenging in its own right. So this P rank took me a long time, but still a great level. The transformation, I love. I don't know about love, but I do like I don't know the exact name, but it's when you breathe fire basically, because the chicken guys throw chicken in your mouth and it burns you. It's pretty fun. It can be a bit weird to control sometimes, but I think it was implemented well. And now on to Waste Yard, which I think I'm gonna definitely put an S and probably put above Oregano Desert. I love Waste Yard. It's a really short level, a really fun to speedrun level, fun to P rank. The music is amazing, but you're not gonna get to, if you play enough Pizza Tower and you're trying your best to beat it as fast as possible, you're not even gonna hear the best part of the song probably. The Ghost transformation, I believe that was recently updated to work better, if I'm not insane. Because I think it used to be a bit wonky in the directions you can go, and I think they updated it to go in all directions or something. So I still like the Ghost transformation, and the John Ghost at the end is actually kind of exhilarating. You definitely don't want to get caught because it could be a massive time loss. But still, you're probably not at risk of running out of time on this level anyway. Fun Farm. I'm gonna say another S tier. Well, let me think. Because the P rank is Pizzascape right now, which is a really hard level to beat in my opinion. But I don't know if I can quite put Fun Farm in P. Definitely top of S at least. I think I'm gonna put that there right now. It is probably one of, if not my favorite speedrun level in the entire game. I think that Mort's fun, but the level, besides just having like a strange aesthetic of just being some random farm, I think people overlook that even if this level doesn't have a lot of insane gimmicks or like crazy things happening, the platforming and just the level design is really, really tight. Like, it's every time I play through it, I'm just reminded of how much I love it. Even if I don't dig the aesthetic 1,000,000%, I just love how it was made. Let's Fast Food Saloon. I think that's gonna go in A. Maybe not above Favorian, but definitely above John Gutter. Fast Food Saloon, I'm not gonna say mega overrated, but I don't necessarily a million times love this level. I think it's a great time, and I love like the whole like saloon, like there's like ranch bottles shooting ya. There's like a horse race in this level, like you have to race a horse to get top-ins, which is kind of cool. I would say that you're probably not losing to the horse unless it's your first time, then you have to restart for the top-ins, which can suck, but you know, it's not so bad. You have the weenie dog, the sausage mount, which like makes you run into things, which I think is fun. Music's still great. I'd say it's a very well-rounded level. It's just a very Pizza Tower-esque level. Like, I don't know, if you wanted to show someone what this game's really about, you'd probably show them Fast Food Saloon, maybe. So I think it's a great level, but I would say that I'm probably not bringing this up if I'm talking to someone about my favorite levels in the game. Crust Cove. This is the next P. This is going in P easily. It's not beating Pizzascape, I'm sorry, Crust Cove, but I adore this level's theme. The song is so good. Lap 2, P rank. I remember it actually being fairly challenging, if I'm not mistaken. The barrel transformation is not amazing, but this game, these transformations are not really going to be overpowered. They're just going to be. I like that they're more side grades than upgrades. Like, barring one level, you're not going to get something that is a straight upgrade to Peppino's kit. I like the barrel. It can be a bit awkward sometimes, but once you get the hang of it, it's really fun. I love that you go inside a boat. It's just, it felt, obviously there's love in all these levels, but I think Crust Cove seemed like it was a lot of fun to make. I love the background too. The sun on the shore is beautiful, in my opinion. I love the open area. It's like one of those open stages in the game. You just get to like fly through the air pretty much at Mach 4. Just a great time. I love World 3, and this is definitely one of the reasons I do. Oh, actually, on that note, I forgot to put Vigilante on here if you're going in that world and then boss order. Now, Vigilante, I think I'm going to also put an A tier. I think I might have to put him above Pepperman. I might go with that. Yeah, I'm going to say he goes above Pepperman. I think that you don't get to use the gun item, or like, I guess, transformation in this game that often. This boss can be really easy if you just like exploit your bullets. Like if you just shoot him with 2 big ones, I think you can just or maybe it's even just 1 big one. You can just fire like 2 small ones and he instantly phases again. But if you aren't super mega trying to cheese this boss, it can be fairly challenging, and the P rank is actually pretty dang hard. I don't know. I like Vigilante a lot. The music is fantastic again. I like the draw at the end, even though unless you have like something that inherently like destroys your reaction time, you're not going to feel the draw at the end. I think even like a grandma on the brink of death can do it, but you know, still fun. Gnome Forest. I like Gnome Forest. I think that's gonna go in. I feel like B is a bit brutal. I'm going to actually. I think I'm gonna move John Gutter down to the top of B and then put Gnome Forest at the bottom of A. I really like John Gutter, obviously, but I just don't think like I put it right next to Fast Food Saloon, which I just don't. They're not even like Fast Food Saloon. In my opinion, is way better than John Gutter. Gnome Forest is a great level. You get the first introduction of Gustavo and Brick, which are really fun to use. I would say it probably doesn't beat the other Gustavo and Brick level, but the music's good. The tutorial section, I guess I don't really like how you have to replay every single time you play the level. As far as I'm aware, you cannot avoid the Gustavo and Brick tutorial, like for a second or third playthrough, but I do like this level a lot. And, it's a cool forest. I guess it's not like a super creative theme, but I'm never gonna be sad playing Gnome Forest, although the P rank for this level is actual torture, because it's one of the longest levels in the entire game, if not the longest. And there's a very, very challenging section near the end where you have to get like a cheese cube or something to keep your combo. It's tight, and it's near the end, from what I understand, from what I remember, it's pretty close to the end. And restarting, it can suck. It can actually be brutal to have to restart, but, still fun, obviously. And now we have Deep Dish 9, which I think I'm going to put above Oregano Desert, but below Waste Yard. The rocket transformation, I don't think is the thing that saved this level for me. I love the space theme. You go to like two extra different planets. Um, Honestly, it's a shorter level than you think. I mean, sometimes trying to remember. I mean, you go to so many different places, but really, especially pizza time is not that long at all. I like the colors a lot in this level. The music is great too. There's like olive bubbles, which can bring you up to do cool stuff. I don't know. It's a memorable level. They're all memorable, but I mean, I really like Deep Dish 9. The pizza planet. You go to like a cheese planet, and there's actually like a fairly interesting puzzle at the end where you have to like go through these portals with the rockets to teleport to the other side. This game does not have that many puzzles in it, but the ones that are there are like meant to be like somewhat challenging, but also not like inhibit your speed or your progress. So like it rewards you for memorizing things very well because if you had to stop and think, you'd be going slower, obviously. But if you just remember how things go, you can still fly through anything without needing to stop, which I think is one of the coolest parts of this game. Now we get to golf. Now this is honestly maybe like a love it or hate it level. I don't really see why people would hate the golf mechanic. I mean it somewhat maybe slows down gameplay, but if you know what you're doing, you're just gonna like smack the ball anywhere where it needs to go. And I think I'm gonna put it bottom of P. We'll put it in bottom of P. Uh, I I love the music. It's absolutely a vibe. Uh, I would say if you're P ranking this level, it is like I don't know. It's like a break, I guess. If you're going in order, this is like your mid game break because literally holding onto the cheese ball makes your combo full until you hit it. So there's like no way to lose it. It has like the fiery demon guys that are like invincible unless you parry, I think, which can be kind of annoying. But I love golf. I really do. I think it's a great time, and you can just skip like the top ends because, well, I guess obviously you can skip the top ends in the levels as long as you get enough for the final boss. But in this level specifically, like you can skip major parts of the level by just not going for the extra top ends if you so desire. Pizza time can actually be pretty exhilarating. It's actually kind of funny seeing people react to having to still play golf during pizza time, which I think is actually pretty fun, even though you do get a ton of time, so once again, you're probably not in any danger. And now for World 3's boss, the Noise. I think the Noise is going to go in, let's say... I think I'm going to go above Waste Yard, but below Fun Farm. The Noise, I actually, like my first playthrough, I struggled with the Noise a lot. I think he can be pretty dang challenging. P rank is also really challenging. But once you learn his patterns, you're good. Obviously, everyone knows that he's a parody of the Domino's Noid, which I think many people, like, didn't even know about the Noid. Because, I don't know. The Noid's not, like, a super recent mascot from what I understand. He's the antithesis to Peppino. He's his arch rival. He hates pizza, but he loves candy. He's mean. Like this is a fight that maybe doesn't have like emotional build up, but you can tell Peppino doesn't like this guy. They have history. His attacks are funny. He flips you off. He twerks at you. He does many things to make Peppino just even more angry than he already is. But it's a great fight and very memorable. And now we move on to World 4, starting with the Pig City. Now, the Pig City, I think I'm going to put right above Gnome Forest in A. It's another Gustavo and Brick level, the second of two in the game. I think they should have at least had 3 levels, but, you know, maybe that just might just be me. I do really enjoy the Pig City. It has, like, 2 major areas because you play for Peppino in this level for a sizable amount. In Gnome Forest, you're Gustavo and Brick for the majority of the level, but in this game, from what I remember, it's for like half and half. Because Peppino gets sent to prison, and then Gustavo and Brick have to try to break him out somehow. They take the reins. The music's good. The city theming is cool. There's like pizza guys that try to shoot you who smoke cigars, and the smoke kills you. So this is Pizza Tower, letting you know that secondhand smoke is real. It's dangerous. There's like a evil pig den in this place, like the bacon room, I think it's called. You just go in, it's kind of funny, as well as the fact that during pizza time on this level, Pizza Face is literally like your taxi driver when you're trying to escape the police. Now we have Oh Shit. Now this level can be rather divisive among the community from what I understand, but I'm here to vouch for it. I like this level quite a bit. I think I'm gonna... Where do we put it? Where's it gonna go? I like it more than John Gutter. I don't know if it quite beats Gnome Forest. Do I move Gnome Forest down a peg? I feel like putting Gnome Forest in B is a disservice. I don't know. I think this deserves an A. I think I'm gonna... You know, I think I'm gonna put it above the Pig City, actually. Which might shock some people. But I like this level. The music is fantastic. It's like some of the best... Obviously the music fits well with these levels. But I think that in the case of Oh Shit, like, this song is, like, perfect for a sewer. It's just, like, in real life, if I was thrown into a sewer, if it wasn't really dark, let's say it's, somehow, like, I don't know, a flashlight, and I'm trying to run through there, like, this song would be perfect. I'd be dying of, like, getting gangrene in my leg because of a cut or something, but it'd still be fun. There's, like, warp pipes in this level. The title screen is, like, a kind of a reference to Mario, you know? The title throws some people off guard. It's a great title for a level. The P rank, I think, is actually quite hard if you don't know what to do near the end or very end, because you need to be pretty safe, or you need to know what you're doing, conserving items for lap 2 to keep your combo. And the transformation does kind of suck, like the sloppy cheese Peppino is really not. It's just like a downgrade, and I don't really know why it's really added. Like, it just slows you down, but it's not terrible. You use it for, like, I don't know, maybe less than a minute in the entire level. And now we have Peppybot Factory. Don't make me wrong, it's fun, but I think it's this game's only C rank, in my opinion. The theming didn't really click with me. The music is still good, but it's not the same as some of the other levels, or really most of them. But it's still a Pizza Tower level. There's still pizza time, and if you're playing a game and there's a level in it with pizza time, how bad can it really be? So I don't despise Peppybot Factory, but it's not what I'm looking forward to in World 4. And now we have Refrigerator, Freezerator. I like this level a lot. I'd say that I maybe like it a little bit less than I used to. I love ice levels and snow levels in video games, so I think I have a bit of a bias. It has a cool transformation at the end where you literally turn into like spicy something Peppino because you eat Satan's Choice pizza, and you literally become invincible. Like, at the Stray Duck Ride, you can fly. Which I think is kind of fun. It's how I got, like, my first highest combo in the entire game. Like, I think I got past 70, which is something I'd never even fathomed before in the game. I think I'm gonna put it above Deep Dish 9. I'd say it probably beats out Waste Yard for me. It's just, I don't know, it's a cozy level. Like, this is the kind of level you revisit during, you know, like, it went around Christmas time or something like that, because, you know, I have a big bias for snow levels in video games. I love them. But I think this is a very well-designed one. It may not be the most insanely creative. I do like how you go through a cool fridge with, like, ice cream and stuff. That's a cool part. But I'd say that it's definitely an ice level in a video game. Now we have Pizza Scare. But before that, actually, let's go with the World 4's boss, Fake Peppino. And what I think of Fake Peppino is, I think he goes above Vigilante for me. I don't know if I'm going to put him... Oh, is that a disservice? I mean, it's a fantastic fight. You know, I'll bump him up to S. I think I'll put him above Oregano Desert. Maybe even Deep Dish 9. You know, now that I think about it, I'm going to move up Deep Dish 9, actually, and then move up Fake Pepino. I think that I've been overrating Waystar a little bit. I still love it, but compared to some of the other levels, I don't know. Fake Pepino is a pretty, I guess, it's not a scary fight, but it can catch you off guard. It's a little bit weird. The music's really fun. I remember it being a very hard P rank too. Like I think that you gotta lock this boss down to not get screwed during it. Now we have Pizza Scare. Honestly, it might be top of B for me. It can be fairly frustrating. There are a lot of traps in this level. Like, you are probably going to take more damage in this level than all the other ones combined, and I'm probably dead serious there. You are going to get hit a lot on a first run through. People often say it is the hardest one, or if not the hardest P rank in the game. Which I'd say it's definitely a tough P rank, but I just can't. I don't think it even comes close to the difficulty of like Gnome Forest, or especially not RRF. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Refrigerador, Freezerator, the P rank in this level, I think it killed me. Like it can be rough. But Pizza Scare, if not for like the final ramp in the end, which can screw you up if you don't know what you're doing, it's not a very hard P rank. It's fun to speedrun, pretty fun to speedrun. There's actually a cool skip near the end, which I'm not very good at doing, and I don't think I've ever actually pulled off in a speedrun before. But I think it's a good level. It's like a burnt down version of Pizzascape, which may have you wondering why would this be so many tiers below Pizzascape. They are pretty dang different levels, which I think is good. And now we have Don't Make a Sound, the Five Nights at Freddy's Chuck E. Cheese level. A fan favorite from what I've understood. I do like it a lot. I think it's gonna go maybe above Pepper Rain, but below Vigilante for me. I know some people might think I'm insane for putting it in A instead of S. I like it a lot. I like that you can just ignore the stealth and kill everything. It was funny the first time I played it. I like the title card because it seems all funny, but the level is called Don't Make a Sound, which is funny. It's fun to run through. You're probably not gonna. The jump scares are obviously really funny. I think there's an Oktoberfest one. Like, there's a rare screen where you just get like Oktoberfest, but I think it's hilarious. It's an experience, definitely. This level is an experience. Oh wait, okay. You know what? You get a shotgun this level. That's got to move it up to S. I mean, you get a shotgun. I'm sorry, Regular Desert. You're going right there. I just remembered. Like, I mean, you get a shotgun, you get to kill the animatronics in the end. How does that not? That's got to be at least a 1 tier increase. No question. Speaking of shotguns, War. War does not have a pizza time, but that doesn't mean it's not good. People love this level. I would say I love it too. I think it's gonna go top of A for me. For a Vigilante, I'm sorry, Vigilante. It can be pretty nerve-wracking. It's thought-provoking because you go into like a weird lab that produces the fake Pepino clones that make like ribbit noises like frogs, which is a bit strange, but it's a level where I'm pretty sure you play exclusively with a shotgun until lap 2 where you don't have it anymore, which is interesting. So you need to get used to not being able to wall climb, which is one of the most powerful abilities that Pepino has. But I do like War a lot. It's just funny that it's just called War, like it's literally War. That's the level. And I don't care if it's ever truly confirmed if Pepino is a war vet at this point, because I think it's still up in the air. I will always headcanon him as a war veteran. I think that has some depth to his character. And now we have the Crumbling Tower of Pizza, which is strangely before Pizza Face. This is an easy P rank for me, and I think it's going to go above Golf, maybe not beating Crust Cove. For most players, you're not going to be able to hear the drop of the song, but I think that Bye Bye There, I think it's called, is like one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song in the entire game. It's a great remix of It's Pizza Time. This level's kind of emotional. It's probably not gonna make you cry, but you know, the game's over. You beat it, and you get to you get to run through all the levels, which the game, like, I would say foreshadowing is a bit generous. Like, you know that seeing these jump blocks here means you're probably gonna do a final escape. But it's cool. You go through the entire place again with some new areas, obviously, and it's a great time. I will never not have fun playing the Crumbling Tower Pizza. It makes me a little bit nostalgic, you know. And now we have Pizza Face. What the thing is gonna go above Crust Cove in a P rank tier. I love this fight. I think no one would dispute that it's the best boss in the entire game. Because, I mean, there's a boss rush. There's Pizza Head with the music that I think is a little bit overrated. Unexpected to See Part 2 I think is a little bit overrated. But, you know, it's still great and it's funny. It's an insane fight. Like, this blew me away the first time I played it. I was like, I don't know. I was not expecting it at all. Phase 1 is still great. It's like a Bowser fight from Super Mario World from what I remember. Because you gotta throw enemies at someone flying above you. Great level. The music, I need to stop talking about the music. I said I was gonna, but I never am gonna stop talking about this game's music. Maybe I'll do a music tier list. But Unexpected to See Part 3, the leitmotif, obviously, they're gonna put Cold Spaghetti leitmotif in there, which is gonna make me... It's like jangling keys in front of my face. It's gonna make me happy. I love that song. A fantastic finale to Pizza Tower. I guess technically Crumbling Tower Pizza is, but this final boss, there's nothing short of great. Like, it's truly... It's just so Pizza Tower, is what it is. And, for P rank, if we're talking P rank, this probably took me like 3 hours to do. It's really, really hard. Phase 2, even Phase 1, like, there's like spit cheese there, you're gonna get hit and you're gonna have to start over. It's gonna ruin your run. Phase 2, you gotta really lock in. That's a hard phase to not take damage in. And Phase 3 is not hard, but the nerve, you know. Sometimes the stress is gonna make you play poor. I think one time I got hit during the very final part with Pizza Head where he hits you with boxing gloves. I don't even want to think about that right now. But on that note, I think that is the end of my Pizza Tower tier list. I'd say that I'm pretty happy with where I put things. I might leave it like this. But I think the number one thing I'd say is I don't hate any of these levels. Like, I will never groan or frown playing any of these. Like, if I'm in hell, if I burn in hell for eternity, and I got Peppy Bot Factory to play, you don't even know how ecstatic I would be to see Peppy Bot Factory. I'd be overjoyed. But I hope you enjoyed. I had fun making this. It was hard to come up with some of my thoughts on the spot, because obviously this is unscripted. As most tier list videos are, I would assume. But I had fun making it, and I'm glad I could truly give some insight to my thoughts on these levels. And on that note, I will see you in the next video, whenever that may be. I'm hoping to create more videos, because I have a lot of free time, it feels like, these days, and I think it'd be fun, although I just hate editing them, which is why I don't film as much. But with that, see you next time.